Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, AKTDH. I'm Aoxander, UVRU, and we will be joined by the Golden Lunar eventually here, soonly. Anyway, today is, what is today? Wednesday? Yes, aka Wednesday, May 27th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important happenings that, occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 30, that's the wrong document, hold on a second. We have a 33-page document today, so not bad. Let's get on to the show here. 308, Marsilius I began his reign as Catholic Pope, serving until his death in 309. So that's just 1 year or less. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm just here caught in confusion. He was elected, began his reign as Catholic Pope in 308, serving until his death in 309.
Didn't last long.
No. But that does make today a Pope Day. 1096 Count...
Are you poking fun?
Poping fun, maybe. 1096 Count Amatio entered Mainz, where his followers massacred Jewish citizens, killing at least 600 of them. Yikes.
Ooh.
Here we go. Another one of these. 1120, Richard III of Capua was anointed as prince 2 weeks before his untimely death. Well, that was shorter than the Pope from the beginning of the show. Dang, what's going on today? And actually, we're going to have a back-to-back airline crashing thing going on much later on, but still, it's kind of a weird date. 1529, 30 Jews opposing Hungary were charged with blood ritual, burned at the stake. And here we go again.
Wow,
yeah. 1679, Habeas Corpus Act passed in England, strengthening a person's right to challenge unlawful arrest and imprisonment. That's big.
Yeah, we got that here. Habeas Corpus.
Yep. 1692, William Phipps, governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, authorized a special court of IOYO and Terminer to hear and determine to administer Salem witch trials. Here we go. 1703, the city of St. Petersburg, later to be called Leningrad, was founded by Russian Tsar Peter the Great. All right, it's telling me to image search this, so I'm gonna. Whoops. Okay, well, I guess I did copy it. That's good. Okay, we're not there yet. Yeah, beautiful picture. Let's see here, St. Petersburg. Oh yeah, I just wanted to showcase because these were too small to put for the thumbnail, unfortunately. But I just wanted to showcase a couple images if they're gonna frigging load. There we go. So this is apparently like what it looked like. Not when it opened, but eventually, it's a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
So
Leningrad.
No, St. Petersburg.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Well, it would become Leningrad. Yeah, you're right. I'm stupid. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1796, James S. McLean was granted a U.S. patent for his improvements to the piano. What, the foot things?
I have no idea what he did to improve it.
The black keys?
Not necessarily keys.
Well, no, like their keys. You have the white keys and the little black keys, in between.
Yeah. No, so, I know, but
and then you have
could be tone,
Well, I mean, is that what the foot pedals are for?
Well, they do serve a purpose. Yeah, they're more bass or echoing, or I don't know what they are. I don't play the piano.
I'm no pianist, no piano scientician. 1798, the Pitt-Tierney duel took place on Putney Heath outside London, a bloodless duel between the Prime Minister of Great Britain, William Pitt the Younger, and his political opponent, George Tierney. If only they can duke it out like the royal duel.
Who won? They don't even tell us.
Oh, it was a bloodless duel, so I guess nobody died. I mean,
both missed.
I mean, with those pistols, probably. 1813. And this is actually from last year, believe it or not. These are files you can see May 27th.
Yeah.
This is this year, and this is last year. So I'm going through last year's as well, which is it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Knowing that we did a show last year. Well, I did one. What else do we got here? 1813, U.S. Captured the Fort George in Canada during the War of 1812. All right. And George is a big name for U.S. George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So. 1832, an Egyptian army under Ibrahim Pasha captured Acre from the Ottomans after a 5-month siege. 1849, opening of the Great Hall at Euston Station in London. It's telling me to image search this, and that's what this is.
Oh.
So that's for a train station.
Good grief.
Yeah. Wild. So I'm going to image search this really quick because there's other pictures, actual photographs and everything. It still looks like an artist's interpretation.
No, I think that's a photograph.
This,
I don't know what that is.
That definitely is a photograph. Well, like that's another section of the Great Hall. Like in here, this is an image like of the outside. Look at the weird little train cart. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, there's the old ones right there without the covering. Like that's the absolute original train carts. They're basically modified coal carts. So, what else we got here? 1850, Mormon temple in Nauvoo, Illinois, destroyed by a tornado. That almost sounds like an act of God there. 1860, Giuseppe Garibaldi began the siege of Palermo, part of the Wars of Italian Unification. We spoke about him yesterday.
Yeah,
remember?
we did.
Giuseppe! Hey, there he is. 1863, during the U.S. Civil War, Confederate gunboat, or I guess the American Civil War. Why is it U.S. Civil War? Well, I guess we were fighting against each other, but they were the Confederates, so... I always found the term, like, I understand, what the American Civil War is. But it should be at least called the North American Civil War, but then again, that still covers Canada, United States, and Mexico.
The U.S. Civil War is correct. It was a civil war within the U.S.
You're right. Man, like, why don't we call it the U.S. Civil War? Because
they did right here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe they're changing it from America because I remember it used to always be called the American Civil War.
Yeah, but that's incorrect.
Yeah, because I'm like, Mexico's had a few of those.
Well, you go all the continent's huge: North, South, Central.
Yeah.
All America.
Yeah, but there's only 3 countries, really. I mean, well, like.
What are you talking about? In South America, how many?
I'm talking about North America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
but the American Civil War covers the entire continent.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I was talking about the whole, like, if you call it the North America, but then you still have... but anyway, like, we came to the same conclusion. Yeah. So, let's see here. Confederate gunboat CSS Chattanooga steam boiler explosion killed 19 crew members on the Apalachicola River near Blownstown in Florida. Ooh. We also have the Siege of Port Hudson in Louisiana by Union forces began, lasting for 48 days. This is the longest American military siege.
Good grief.
Huh. I could have sworn there was a longer one. 1873, Heinrich Schliemann discovered Priam's treasure, a cache of gold and other objects in historic Troy in Anatolia. So this is from Troy, of the Trojan War, Troy. So, yeah. So these are just some images right here.
How does Troy connect with 1873, though?
Well, he's finding these treasures in the area while looking for the mythical city of Troy and actually finding it. A German businessman and a pioneer archaeologist, Heinrich Schliemann, discovered Priam's treasure, a cache of gold and other objects at Hesheric in modern Turkey. The majority of the artifacts are currently in the Pushkin Museum in Moscow. Why are they there? Schliemann was at first skeptical about the identification of Hesheric of Troy, but was persuaded by Calvert. Schliemann began digging at Hesheric in 1870, and by 1873 had discovered 9 buried cities. Whoa. Jeez. A cache of gold and several other objects appeared on or around May 27, 1873. Schliemann named it Priam's treasure. Many believe that Priam's treasures are 1,000 years older than Homer's King Priam of Troy, who died at about 1200 BC. So, so that's what this is. So these are other Priam's treasures. Look at that. I was wondering what this picture was from last year. It's right here.
Yeah.
This headdress thing. What else do we got here? 1883, Alexander III was crowned Tsar of Russia in Moscow. All right. 1895, British inventor Bert Akers patented the film camera / projector. Ooh, that's what this is right 1895.
here. 1895.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it wasn't frickin' Edison, that damn thief.
Did he claim to invent the projector?
No, but he claimed to invent like the movie thing. Like he invented the thing where you look into with the.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Well, he may have invented that.
Well, no, he
He's
stole.
Just playing off of this, though.
Yeah. No, Edison just stole from people and used his money and influence.
Now, when was Edison around? He was around before.
Around this time.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. Let's see here. 1896, a tornado hits St. Louis, killing 255 people, leaving thousands homeless. So the F4 strength St. Louis East St. Louis tornado hit in St. Louis, Missouri, and East St. Louis, Illinois, killing at least 255 people and causing over $10 million in damage. 1896, $10 million. Unless they're rounding up whatever it was in 1896 to 10 million.
I'm sure they're rounding it off or up, one of the two.
Well, like,
it's around 10 million. That's still a bunch of shekels.
Well, no, I'm saying like if the article is saying 10 million in today's dollars, or if it was 10 million from 1896. 1896.
Well, you never talk to it in today's dollars.
I know, but some people don't understand that. So
true.
Anyway, do you want to take a guess?
I've been so bad.
Well, I mean,
okay, I'm gonna say $10 million is gonna be
from 1896 until 2026.
120, 30 years.
And don't
10 million.
Don't forget to. It's not just the math. It's the fact that Brandon printed so much money.
Yeah. Well,
so
the government's been doing that for quite a while.
Yeah, but more money
Since
in
the
those
60s.
years.
Since the 60s, they've been promoting.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, remember, like between 2020 and 2022, he printed more money than the rest of the entire country's history combined. Yeah. So take your math and double it.
I'm gonna say $55 million.
All right, let's see what it is. $396,452,380.95 today.
Oh God.
Yeah, Brandon did a number on our economy. In 1903, Queen Wilhelmina opened the New Amsterdam Stock Exchange. Beurs van Berglas, designed by influential architect Hendrik Petrus Berlage.
Oh, so this is a structure.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's a building for the stock exchange.
Yeah, I thought they were building a new type of stock exchange itself.
Open the New Amsterdam Stock Exchange. So it's the stock exchange in Amsterdam, which is new.
Yeah.
When that's it, I believe. That's the
pretty modern looking for the day.
1903. It's a big ass brick, looking factory thing. Inside looks nice, cool though.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a brick building look so elegant. It's odd. Like, what else do we got here? 1904, the New York Giants first baseman Dan McGann, what a name, collected MLB record 5 stolen bases in a 3-1 win over the Brooklyn Super Base at the Polo Grounds in New York City. Record broken in 1991 by Otis Nixon. 1904 to 1991. Wow.
I'm pushing 100
That's ridiculous.
Pushing 90 years.
Yeah. 1905, during the Russo-Japanese War, the Battle of Tsushima began, resulting in the Japanese fleet destroying the Russian East Sea Fleet, the only decisive clash between modern steel battleships in history. That's interesting. 1907, bubonic plague broke out in San Francisco. Of course it does. Freaking San Francisco is a filthy city. 1910, reform of Prussian three-class voting system failed. What
does that mean?
How? Like, unless it dictates what times they vote, or like, is their vote like, I
don't know,
half as much as the next class
I don't know what it means. Yeah,
what?
That's right. 3-class voting system.
That's
failed.
weird. Well, it failed, so that's
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. 1915, HMS Princess Irene exploded and sunk off Sheerness, Kent, with loss of 352 lives. Yikes. 1916, the groundbreaking began on Hugh J. Grant Circle, a park in the Bronx, named for the youngest mayor of New York, from 1899 to 92. Now, hold up a second. If groundbreaking begins in 1916, how can you say that it was from 1899 to 92? But this is Hugh Grant Circle, a park in the Bronx, or is it a place in the park in the Bronx? Not the whole park in and of itself? Because I'm getting discrepancies here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, weird. If anybody wants to look that up, let us know in the comments. That'd be great, not just for your knowledge or for ours, but for anybody else who's, watching this. And
who's baffled.
Yeah. It's confusing. 1917, Pope Benedict XV promulgated the 1917 Code of Canon Law, the first comprehensive codification of Catholic canon law in the legal history of the Catholic Church. And I'm going to image search this really quick. We're not there yet, so let's see. Canon Law. I do have an image from last year, but it's just a book. So, and this is an image of that battleships, Russia and Japan.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at this one, like it's taking off. It's crazy. Let's see here. Code canon law. Here we go. Going to open up the wiki just to read a little bit of this. Ordered by Pope Pius X in 1904 and carried out by the Commission for the Codification of Canon Law, led by Pietro Cardinal Gasparri. The work to produce the code was completed and promulgated under Pope Benedict XV on May 27, 1917, coming into effect on May 19th the next year. The 1917 Code of Canon Law has been described as the greatest revolution in canon law since the time of Gratian. Okay, but why is it so good? We don't have the time to look into that, so let's see here. It's what's it called again? 1917 Code of Canon Law. If anybody wants to look into this and let us know what makes it so, paramount, that'd be fantastic. Moving on up here, 1919, first transatlantic flight ended. U.S. Navy flying boat took 11 days. So the NC-4 aircraft. Let's let's take
boat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just an airplane with
pontoons.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. I have an image of this already from last year. There we go. That guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flying boat.
It's a boat that flies.
Now we call them pontoons. We don't call them flying.
Well, there are no pontoons.
Well,
it is a pontoon.
That one big thing on the bottom is a pontoon. The rest of it's a plane.
I guess so. Yeah.
We call that a pontoon now.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. What else do we got here? 1920, Tartar ASSR formed in Russian SFSR. That almost sounds like ASMR right there. 27, Japanese military intervened in Chinese Civil War in Shantung to protect Japanese residents there. Yeah, so that's pretty
after
wild.
World War I, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, World War I ended just 9 years prior to that, actually. We also have Thomas Masaryk at the age of 77 was re-elected president of Czechoslovakia for the second time. Man, over here, we were griping about Brandon being 79, turning 80 with that huge cake. Remember that with all the candles?
Yeah.
It looked like a toilet. And then Trump was 80 when he got into his second term.
He's going to be 80 this year.
Yeah, and we've covered a lot of articles of people being 70, 80, even 90 in office, and over the various years and everything. It's this has been going on worldwide. Why are we making this a big deal? I mean, we should, at a certain age, people I don't care how crack of a whip you are, as far as your awareness and how clear you are cognitively, but at some point at that age, you run a very big risk of souring in the melon, so to speak. Going senile, going.
Well, I disagree, and you can take the last two presidents, President Biden, President Trump. They're both in that same age group. Look at the difference. One shouldn't have been president, and one's more than capable of being president.
Yes.
And anybody can have a stroke or anything else at any age.
But see, here's the thing. I view this as the same argument about back when the whole should old people be driving thing after there was within a month the third farmers market getting annihilated by an old person driving or something.
Yeah.
It's at some point how when does the risk outweigh allowing people of a certain age freedoms that they that we wouldn't have a problem with just 10 years ago, but now that they're old, they run the risk of all that, run the risk of killing people,
well, the question is, should we have a different system, especially for drivers, because we're talking about that, for certain ages? You have a more structured, more strenuous test to make sure that you're physically and mentally capable. That wouldn't be out of line.
So what would we call this? Age cut off question mark driving / politics question mark, because this is a great topic for IOYO.
Yeah.
So I just threw that in there. So what else do we got here? 1927, we got that one. 27 as well. The Ford Motor Company ceased manufacture of the Ford Model T and began to retool plans to make the Ford Model A.
We've talked about this.
We have. Well, we talked about the last one built.
coming off the line.
Now this is when they already had the last one come off the line, but this is when they retooled the factory to start building a different vehicle.
Model A is quite a bit different than Model T.
Yeah. 1930, Richard Drew invented masking tape. All right. Good old Scottish tape. I have
what Ford always said? You can have any color you want on your car as long as it's black.
Yeah. 1930, the 1,046-foot or 319-meter Chrysler Building in New York, the tallest man-made structure at the time, open to the public.
Yeah, the Chrysler Building. It's an awesome
there it is.
building. That top is something else.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that. I didn't choose this for a thumbnail picture because all these images, were this. I mean, this is the only one that's decent, but then it has this ugly ass square right here.
Yeah.
That doesn't belong in New York. Get that out of there. No.
Oh, look at the Twin Towers. Exactly what they were. Giant squares.
No, they had dimension. This is just block.
The Twin Towers?
The Twin Towers. They had the ribs.
I'd have to see a better picture of that.
Hold on a second. Twin Towers. No. Almost.
Look like squares to me.
No, but they have different colors and everything. And when you actually get closer to them, trying to...
Well, that's all lit up. You turn it all off, and it'd be black, just like...
No, they had the breakups here, too. Here.
Oh, come on. It's the same thing as that other one. Different color, maybe.
1931, first full-scale wind tunnel for testing airplane at Langley Field, Virginia. That is not it, right? Well, whoops, I did not mean to do that. I'm going to have to catch back up over here, but I do have a picture. Look at that thing.
Oh, that's the wind tunnel.
That's the wind tunnel.
Woo-hoo. There's that guy standing there. I didn't see him at first.
Yeah. See, it's full size, and that's an actual biplane and everything. So, I think that's, because this is 1931, and that's about appropriate for that era of aircraft, 1930s.
Yeah.
They still have biplanes and everything. Because there's also this one, but that's more like a jet. And that's a scale model, too.
Yeah.
But, that looks more modern. But here's that picture I just had there.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But, this would be about that time as well, roughly.
That's a little... 31, that's pretty good for 31, I would think. Maybe it's right.
I guess so. Boeing P-26 pea shooter.
31's before World War II.
Boeing,
they didn't have a heck of a lot of stuff.
Boeing P-36 pea shooter. Let's see here. When did it come out? 1932. Okay. So
that other one is correct.
It would have been, well, not in 1931, but it was close to it.
Yeah.
So this could have been that same wind tunnel.
Yeah.
So, but it says here Boeing P-26 pea shooter. So that came out in 32. Or they could have actually, you know what? It came out in 32. That would be perfect to be testing it in 1931.
Yeah.
So maybe that is in 1931.
Yeah.
Okay. Detectives here, folks. 1931 as well, Swiss Auguste Piccard and Paul Kibner made first flight into stratosphere by balloon from Augsburg, Germany. So they went and got, this bubble thing. Does that look hilarious? Hello, I'm in a ball,
Take my picture.
Yeah. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick. Let's see, because
nice hair.
Yeah. But look at that. See, that's it's almost like a reverse. Like, remember the first vessel they used to go down the Marianas Trench, that big submarine with that little ball at the bottom?
Yeah.
It's like that, but going up.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it. It's just like a sphere with stuff in. Oh, come on! Hold on a sec. Can I open the image in a new tab? Please. Oh, it's small, but look, he's sticking out of the hole. He looks like a worm. What else do we got here? 1933, Austrian Communist Party was banned. Good. Century of Progress Exposition opened in Chicago. We talked about that yesterday. We also have Federal Securities Act was signed. During the New Deal, U.S. Federal Securities Act was signed into law requiring the registration of securities with the Federal Trade Commission. We also have Martin Heidegger gave his inaugural rhetorical address on the self-assertion of the German university, taken by some as supporting the Nazi regime. So this guy, right, Heidegger, that's a weird name. It almost sounds like a slur, you know?
Sounds like German.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like German. It sounds like a slur. One and the same. 1933, trailing 11-3, Yanks scored 12 runs in the 8th and beat White Sox 15-11. Whoa! Wow, what a comeback there. 1935, Supreme Court declared FDR's National Recovery Act unconstitutional. So the Supreme Court of the United States of America declared the National Industrial Recovery Act to be unconstitutional in ALA Schlettler Poultry Corp versus United States. 295 versus 495. All right. 1936, first flight of the Irish airline Aer Lingus, a 6-seater de Havilland DH-84 Dragon biplane between Baldoyle Airfield and Clondalkin, County Dublin, and Bristol or Whitechurch Airport in England. In that same year, Miss Queen Mary left Southampton for New York on maiden voyage. That's the same Queen Mary that's over in Long Beach now, right? We've been on that ship.
So, yes.
Yeah, we've been there multiple times. Although, like, you know, like it's a hotel, so you can be there overnight, and they have a whole like Halloween tour thing. And we've never done any of that. So.
Well, at the Queen Mary, no.
Yeah. Well, no, they have like haunted tours and everything where they take you through the bowels of the ship. Yeah. Well, no, I think there's haunted tours throughout the year, but they have a whole special thing for Halloween.
We gotta find out what they have. Maybe we'll plan something.
Well,
we're here.
We're not going to be here on Halloween.
I hope not.
Yeah, 1937, Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco opened to pedestrians, creating a vital link between San Francisco and Marin County, California.
We saw that picture of them all crossing the bridge.
Well, that was not an opening. That was like an anniversary.
Oh, I thought it was the opening of it, and they allowed people to walk across.
No, it was an anniversary. It was like 19-something. Remember, the picture was all colorized.
Yeah. And
everything. It was like
so it was an anniversary, not the opening.
Yeah. Well, this is the opening here. 37 as well. New York Giants pitcher Carl Hubble won his MLB record 24th consecutive game and a 3-2 win over the Cincinnati Reds at Crosley Field. Streak started July 17th, 1936, and this is 37 now.
I wonder if he's the guy that built the Hubble spacecraft.
The telescope?
Telescope, I mean.
No, although...
Spacecraft. Telescope.
Actually, I think, though,
obviously it's not him in 37. He's a baseball player.
Well, no, but I think the actual guy who it was named after might have been Carl Hubble as well. Like, actual name. So, Hubble... space telescope. Named after let's see here. What's the guy here? Total space telescope. On Earth orbit, yada yada yada. About Hubble. Edwin Hubble. Okay. So it wasn't Carl Hubble. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. There's a Hubble in baseball.
Yeah.
1940, British and Allied forces began the evacuation of Dunkirk, Operation Dynamo, during World War II. We covered that yesterday.
Yeah.
We also have in the Le Paradis massacre in 97 to 99, soldiers from a Royal Norfolk Regiment unit are shot after surrendering to German troops.
Man.
2 survived. Wow.
Man.
The Germans were just nasty, man. 41, FDR declared state of emergency after a German U-boat sunk the U.S. flagged SS Robin Moore. Yeah, now they're hitting us. Again, it's Lusitania all over again. Yeah. 41, the German battleship Bismarck was sunk by the British naval force in the North Atlantic, killing almost 2,100 men. Yeah, well, yeah, it took a couple thousand people to run those massive, battleships. We've been on one of them.
Yeah.
We've been on a couple of them, actually.
Yes,
a couple of aircraft carriers. Like, were we on an aircraft carrier and a battleship on the East Coast?
No, we went on the East Coast.
We're out in New York. We went in a carrier over there.
I thought it was a battleship.
I think it was a carrier because they had the Iwo Jima Marine thing on loan from Arlington.
We didn't get to see it in Arlington, and it was up there.
I was all mad. Like, we didn't even we weren't even there, so I didn't even realize it wasn't there. So through the grace of God, I was able to see it. I wouldn't have been able to see it, if I wanted to at Arlington. It wasn't there.
They're right. That's right.
Yeah.
But that was the same trip, though.
Yes.
Yeah. But we knew we didn't see it, right?
Yeah, no, I was really upset on the train ride because we never saw it. It's one of the things that you see.
Yeah.
But Arlington is just so big.
Oh.
Like, people don't realize this. They're like, how big can a graveyard be? Big.
Yeah.
It's the size of a city, essentially. So, 42 as well. Attempted assassination of Nazi leader Reinhard Heydrich by a grenade thrown by Czech rebels in Prague during Operation Anthropod. He died a week later from an infection. Adolf Hitler ordered 10,000 Czechs murdered in revenge. Led in June to the annihilation of Litis. Jeez. 42. Dory Miller awarded the Navy Cross for deeds at Pearl Harbor. All right. 44. Jean-Paul Sartre's existentialist play Huis Claus, or No Exit, premiered in Paris. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, imagine just sitting there and then like the freaking like playwright comes out, locks all the doors. There's no exit, and he starts a fire.
Yeah.
Just stands there like, shit. This isn't funny. Loon's time.
Hey.
Although it's a couple years after, in 1948, Arab League of Jordan forces blow up. Arab League of Jordan forces blow up Hervat Rabbi Yedullah Hiyassin's synagogue in Jerusalem. After 2 days of threats. That was a weird thing to read, but yeah. Forces of these people who are of this area. Weird way to write that. 1949, Martin Canine, cartoon character, spoofs Martin Kane. Whoever Martin Kane is.
I have no idea who that is.
I'm going to image search that really quick, just for hee-haws. Martin Canine? Oh, it's Martin Kane is some detective. So I guess they're making
it's a dog.
Well, no, Martin Kane. This is Martin Kane.
Okay.
And then this is Martin Kane 9.
That's his dog?
No, that's okay.
That's a different deal entirely. Okay,
that's
a play.
Spoofing on him.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
It's a caricature.
Gotcha.
So, like it's a cartoon based off of this.
Yeah.
Like Duck Dodgers in the 21st and a half century is a ripoff of Buck Rogers.
Okay.
You know, something like that. So.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. What else do we got here? 1949, we got that one. 1950, the Linnanmäki amusement park was opened for the first time in Helsinki. Okay. Look at that picture of Dunkirk.
Oh,
that is fabulous.
Wow, what a picture.
Yeah. And there's the Bismarck exploding. Oh yeah, I had it. There it is. What was this? Did we talk about some biplane or something?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That I don't think it's it. Is that?
Yeah,
that
we already
too modern.
Well, we covered that. It was the first flight of something. So, it was not too far ago. We talked about the Bismarck. What was it? Yeah, whatever. It was. I could have sworn that we did. Oh, I guess this is it. The first flight of Irish airline, Aer Lingus. This is the biplane. The model.
Okay.
So that's why it looks more modern, but that's the model of the first flight of that. So we did cover it. There's the Bismarck.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to that. So anyway, where were we? We got
something.
1950. All right. We got the amusement park. 1951. Chinese Communists forced Dalai Lama to surrender his army to Beijing. 52. European Defense Community formed. In 55, the Boston Red Sox first baseman Norm Zaukin accumulated 10 RBIs in a 16-0 win over Washington Senators. Wow. 16-0. They got creamed.
Got stomped that day.
In 57, Toronto's Shum AM 1050 KHC became Canada's first radio station to broadcast only top 40 rock and roll music formats. You would have loved that.
Yeah.
58, maiden flight of the F-4 Phantom II. So the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II. So let's do an image search of this aircraft really quick. Let's see.
How do you know it's a McDonnell Douglas?
Because from the other source it says flight of the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II, this aircraft. Although this is a better picture of it. Do I have that from last year? Well, this is what I had from last year. This is a picture of that amusement park.
Oh, yeah.
More modern, though, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't in...
Yeah.
That track wasn't available then.
No. Well, that's a cool looking aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got here? 1960, Baltimore manager Paul Richards devised oversized catcher's mitts used by Baltimore Oriole Clint Courtney. And here's a picture. Look at the size of that thing.
Wow.
You're the catcher, so you want to catch that ball. So
you usually have an oversized glove as a catcher when you have a pitcher that throws all kinds of junk. Because it's jumping and squirreling and turning down, and so you got to have plenty of range as a catcher to allow for it not to be where you think it's going to be.
I would just by default wear an oversized glove because that increases my chances of catching a ball no matter what.
And it's harder to get it out of the pocket if someone's stealing.
I guess so.
Like that.
True. That is true. In 1961, the first blacklight was sold. And yeah. Never use a blacklight in a hotel room. You'll never want to go to a hotel again.
No,
horrifying.
I don't think so.
61, Fiorentina of Italy won the first European Cup Winners' Cup against Glasgow Rangers 4-2 in Florence. Second leg. Okay. 1962, the Centralia mine fire was ignited in the town's landfill above a coal mine. We spoke about Centralia recently. Like, right? You remember that?
I don't remember, no.
Oh. Like, we were talking about, like, the city in Pennsylvania where the coal mine is burning forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently this is when it started.
Oh, okay.
But in the article, it was like yesterday or 2 days ago.
A couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about when it started, but it mentioned something about Centralia, and then I brought it up.
Yeah, whatever it was.
But it was like something near Centralia. It was something else, or something. 63, Columbia Records released The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, the second studio album by folk singer Bob Dylan. It contained his songs Blowin' in the Wind, A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, and Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, and served as his critical and commercial breakthrough.
I had that.
Pretty cool.
I had that album.
Nice. Jomo Kenyatta was elected first Prime Minister of Kenya. Excellent. 65, during the Vietnam War, U.S. warships began the first bombardment of National Liberation Front targets within South Vietnam. 365 days later, 1966, 55th German F-104 Starfighter crashed. Wow. So the 55th of that make and model. That's not good. And then 1966, same year, same day, 6 French fighters crashed above Spain.
Oh, geez.
So what's going on?
Wow.
You know, this is what I mentioned earlier in the show. Like, you know, we have a bunch of aviation things happening.
Yeah.
There it is.
6 French fighters?
6 French fighters. And on that same day, 55th German F-104 Starfighter crashed.
Yeah.
So that crashed 55 times. So what is going on?
What do you mean 55 times? Oh, 55th.
This is the 55th of this aircraft to go down.
Gotcha. But
why are they still flying it by the 55th time? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, 1967, Australians voted in favour of a constitutional referendum granting the Australian government the power to make laws to benefit Indigenous Australians, also known as the Aborigines, and count them in the national census. I agree with that 100%, mate. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. 67, the U.S. Navy aircraft carrier USS John F. Kennedy was launched by Jacqueline Kennedy and her daughter, Caroline. And I actually have a photo of that from last year.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. 1968, George Halas retired from coaching, finishing with 318 regular season wins and 6 NFL titles. Heck yeah. 68 as well, meeting of the Union Nationale des Étudiants de France, the National Union of the Students of France, took place. 30,000 to 50,000 people gathered in the Stade Sébastien Châtelet, wherever the heck that is. 68, NL Award in Montreal and San Diego, Major League franchises. Oh, it is San Diego, okay. So
yeah, they got 2 new franchises. And they're still in Montreal. San Diego Padres.
Okay.
And the Montreal Canadiens, I think it is.
I think so. 1969, Jerry Lewis Show's second run last airs on NBC TV, so it didn't last that long. His second run. 1969 as well, Walt Disney World construction began at Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista in Florida.
Yep. Yeah, Walt Disney World.
Yep. 1971, John Lennon recorded the song Imagine at his Ascot Sound home studio at Tittenhurst Park in England. Imagine all the people. You've heard that song, right?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I don't know anymore.
Not that rendition I haven't heard before.
Well, not mine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I can't do the whole thing, nor do you want me to. We also had Pakistani forces massacred over 200 civilians, mostly Bengali Hindus, in the Baghdadi massacre. Yeesh. The Haller train disaster, the worst railway accident in West Germany, killed 46 people and injured 25 near Wuppertal. And now that West Germany and East Germany is combined, like, where do they round that up? Like, or is that not even on the record anymore because it's from a country that's no longer in existence? West Germany.
Yeah.
It emerged. It was Germany.
Yeah. So it was East Germany.
Yeah. 1975 Stanley Cup Final. The odd Buffalo, New York, Philadelphia Flyers won back-to-back titles, shutting out Buffalo Sabres 2-0 for a 4-2 series win. Goaltender Bernie Parent won second in the consecutive Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. 75 as well. Worst motor vehicle disaster in the United Kingdom. Brakes failed on a bus full of elderly women as it plunged 17 feet off the road at Dibble's Bridge. What a horrible name. Yorkshire, killing 33. A similar accident occurred there, killing 11 in 1925.
Good grief.
So
50 years later.
Dribble at the Dibble. That's not good. 37, the Sex Pistols released God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban on the song by the BBC. What's wrong with God Save the Queen? Unless they're like mocking her.
We don't know what the lyrics are.
True. So, 1980, South Korean police ends people uprising. 2,000 were killed. Yeah, there's
South Korea.
South Korea. There's a lot of shady history in South Korea. A lot of
I'd like to know
bad
what the
politics. Yeah, well, there's been several times where they just opened fire on their own citizens and stuff. They're not good at all. 1980 as well, the Gwangju massacre. South Korean airborne and army troops retake the city of Gwangju from civil militias, killing at least 207, possibly many more. So there we go again, more stuff from South Korea.
Yeah.
That we never hear of.
Yeah.
Probably because they don't want our population to be aware of even the smallest hiccup in South Korean history, lest they lose support against North Korea. It's all propaganda.
Yeah.
82, new owners headed by John McMullen bought NHL's Colorado Rockies and moved the team to the New Jersey Meadowlands under the new name New Jersey Devils. So you're going to say something?
No, I said the Rockies. Colorado Rockies.
All right. 83, former EPA official Rita Lavelle indicted for contempt of Congress. And that makes me wonder, if they're capable of having contempt of Congress, they were incapable of ever holding their position in the EPA. They're clearly mentally unstable. We got to have more stringent, what's the word? Filters, I guess, for lack of a better term, before putting people in these positions. I understand at the end of the day, no one's infallible, but if you're capable of having contempt of courts,
of Congress, not court.
No, of Congress.
Maybe she wouldn't answer questions, so they held her into contempt. I don't know what the situation is, but
yeah, I don't know, man. Because if someone's capable of acting immature like that, then I don't want them anywhere near any power ever for their entire life.
Well, we don't know what the situation is.
True, very true. 84 as well, Manuela Maliva of Bulgaria won 3 singles tennis matches in one day. Italian Open 1984 defeated Virgin Rizuki, Carling Bisset, and Chris Everts. Wow. In the final 6-3, only 7th player to beat Evert on clay. Wow. Excellent. 84, the Danube Black Sea Canal was opened in a ceremony attended by the Caucasus. It had been under construction since the 1950s. So that's 30 years right there.
Yeah.
85 as well, Britain agreed to return Hong Kong to China in 1997. That's a bad move. Yeah. Inaugural bans.
And they were supposed to be 50 or 70 years or something. And they've blown that off.
Well, now Hong Kong is just a penal colony. So, 85, inaugural bands parade for President Reagan. So bands from across the U.S. parade for President Reagan during his inauguration, filling the route with music, precision, and patriotic pageantry. That makes a lot more sense than the initial, statements. It's just inaugural bands. So are the bands are they brand new bands? Are they the inaugural bands?
Inauguration parade.
Yeah.
It's bands for the parade.
Yeah, I understand now. It was just written weirdly earlier. Now this one's weird. 86, Norway Showcase groundbreaking. A Norway Showcase,
what does that mean?
I don't know, but they're capitalized like it's a place, So, I'm going to look this up here really quick. It just says 1986 Norway. Okay, so I guess groundbreaking for their art museum?
I don't know. Didn't tell us.
it just says Norway's groundbreaking art museum.
Opens May 2024.
Yeah, this was 1986, so it's not that. So what does this even mean?
I don't know.
It's right here.
It's like they didn't finish what they started to say.
Yeah, I even have a comment. What? Like, you know.
Someone called him for a cup of coffee. He never got back to it.
Yeah. 1986, President Reagan ordered 2 Poseidon-class submarines be dismantled. Ooh.
I wonder why.
Well, maybe we don't need
Outdated.
them. Maybe, yeah. Outdated. AO's time, 1987, Christian evangelists Jim and Tammy Baker appeared on Nightline after a PTL scandal. Do you want to inform
they
a little
went
bit?
to jail.
Good. But, like, what's...
I can't remember what they went for, but these are, you know, Christians on TV, evangelists.
Yeah.
And they end up in jail for doing some crooked crap. I can't remember what it was.
They all do, don't they?
Yeah.
So, we also have New York Yankees knuckleballer Phil Necro is third pitcher to make 700 start, joining Cy Young and Don Sutton.
See, a knuckleball pitcher is what you need that big glove for.
88, the Senate ratified a treaty eliminating medium-range nuclear missiles. But which Senate? Like U.S.? Like, that would make sense, but it just says Senate.
Well,
So,
usually that means us.
yeah, but I would like clarification for this is a world history site.
Yeah, this was.
You
when
can't presume.
This
you know.
is when we had we were trimming down with Russia.
Well, I know. I just want specifics. I'm not actually confused. I just want specifics.
Yeah.
88 as well, Somaliland War of Independence. The Somali National Movement launched a major offensive against Somali government forces in Hargeisa and Buraro. How do you say that?
Buraro.
There is no R after A, though. Burao? Burao? Then
the O should make the A sound like an A.
I guess so, yeah. Which are then the second and third largest cities in Somalia at the time, respectively, I believe. 1990, Radical Democratic Party held first political meetings in Moscow. Here we go. 1991, Austrian Boeing 737 or 767-300 exploded at Bangkok. 223 people died.
Yikes.
And 93, baseball player Dale Murphy ended his career after 398 home runs. That's a lot of home runs there. 93, The Flintstones, live action movie based on the based on the 1960s cartoon starring John Goodman as Fred, Rick Moranis as Barney, and Rosie O'Donnell as Betty, premiered. Now wait a minute, that's bullshit. Who is Wilma?
They didn't tell us.
That's bullshit.
There's only named 3 of them.
And 2 of them were guys and one, that's sexist. That's misogynistic. You're not listing all. You're not giving equality. Their source. Come on. What he was? Oh, I guess he was. Yeah. Fred.
And Barney is the other guy.
No, he was Fred. He was Barney.
Well, okay, I got it backwards.
Yeah. No, I never put 2 and 2 together. Now that I see it, but isn't he the guy from like How I Shrunk the Kids or whatever?
Yeah.
And wasn't he also like the dweeby guy in Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never put 2. He was also Barney, huh? What else do we got here? 1994, final broadcast of the TV talk show, The Arsenio Hall Show. Every time I see him, like, his head looks like a melon. Like, he has a long head. I'm sorry. 94 as well, Larry King ended his radio show. All right.
Okay.
And we also have writer Alexander Solzhenitsyn returned to Russia after 20 years in exile. So he was booted out because the communists didn't like him. At least it didn't kill him. So,
that's true.
95, actor Christopher Reeve was paralyzed from the neck down after falling from his horse in a riding competition at Culpeper, Virginia. Yeah, poor Christopher Reeve here.
Since passed away.
Yeah, he died,
a while back.
Not too long, but a while ago.
I would say somewhere around 10 years ago, maybe.
Christopher Reeve. 2004. Okay. Wow, it's longer than I thought.
20 years ago.
22.
Yeah.
Wow. I could have sworn it was more recently. But here we go, Mandela effect. Yeah, I know. Which is that was the whole irony of the thing. A guy who played Superman suddenly, he was paralyzed from the neck down, like legitimate Krypton. 96, the first Chechen War. Russian President Boris Yeltsin met with Chechen rebels for the first time and negotiated a ceasefire. 97, first all-female, 20 British women team reached the North Pole. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of it with some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You go, girls.
Oh, are you gonna get letters?
Well, I'm saying congratulations.
Yeah,
you know.
Betcha.
97 as well. Major League revenue sharing began. New York Yankees paid out most $28 million.
Yeah.
Okay. 97, Russian President Boris Yeltsin signed a historic treaty with NATO. Signed the NATO-Russia Founding Act, formalizing closer cooperation and reshaping post-Cold War relations. Nice. 1998, Oklahoma City bombing. Michael Fortier was sentenced to 12 years in prison and fined $200,000 for failing to warn authorities about the terrorist plot. Yeah, he was the government official or something. We spoke about him yesterday, I think, right? You remember that?
I don't, but I remember talking about Oklahoma City yesterday. I can't remember what it was about.
99, the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia indicted Slobodan Milosevic and 4 others for war crimes and crimes against humanity committed in Kosovo. I'm going to go back here, actually, though. Give me a second. This was, 1998? So let me get events on this date here. This is 1980s. Hold on a second. 90. Here we go. Not that one. Huh. I guess it was the day before, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what else do we got here? 999. The International. We got that one. We also have Space Shuttle Discovery was launched on STS-96, the first shuttle mission to dock with the International Space Station.
Ah, okay.
Pretty
That's
cool.
Huge.
Yeah. And I guess I don't have a picture for that today. Okay. 2000 Super Rugby final. Canberra Crusaders claimed their 3rd consecutive title with a 20-19 win over the ACT Brumbies. Fly half Andrew Megertons kicked 5 penalties for the winners. What's a Brumby?
I have no clue. I have no clue. Put that right in there with cricket.
Yeah. Members of the Abu Sayyaf in 2001, an Islamist separatist group, seized 20 hostages from an affluent island resort on Palawan in the Philippines. The hostage crisis would not be resolved until June of 2002.
Wow.
So over a year. Yeah. 2005, DreamWorks released computer animated film Madagascar with voices by Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, and Jada Pinkett Smith. And it became a cult classic.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's okay. 2006, Pan's Labyrinth, the fantasy film of the Spanish Civil War, written and directed by Guillermo del Toro, debuted at Cannes, Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a good movie. I'd like to see it.
Never heard of it.
There's this one scene that's really famous, like the skinny man or the pale man or whatever, and like he has his eyes in the palms of his hands. He sits there and he like looks with his palm eyes. Like, I'll just show it really quick. Hands.
Are they like all seeing eyes, or are they just his eyes?
Well, it's just his eyes or something. Hands Labyrinth, pale man. Right here, you see? Like, they're just eyes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, but like that's part of it, and he was some monster or something because he chases them. I don't know. It's weird. So, 2000.
Not on my must-see list.
No. 2006, earthquake struck Java, Indonesia at 5:53:58 a.m. local time. 22:53:58 UTC, May 26. Devastating Bantul at the city of Yogyakarta, killing over 6,600 people.
Wow.
Other source though says 5,700 dead and 37,000 injured. So that's wild.
Indonesia.
MSK intensity of 7, damaging. But, yeah. 2009, South Africa entered global recession, the first recession for South Africa in 17 years. 2012, a NATO airstrike killed a family of 8, including 6 children in Afghanistan.
Oh, man.
Horrible. 2013, the largest flag ever made at 5 tons with 44 miles of thread was unveiled in Romania. Look at the size of that. That's a flag.
Jeez.
Like, I don't know if that's like, it almost looks like, like paint or flowers or something. It almost looks fake. But, like, that's all thread. Like there it is, right there. It's real.
Grief, yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at that. She's lost in a sea. Madness, but why haven't we beaten that? What the hell, United States? Come on. 2014, the director of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, Christine Lagarde, called for tougher regulation and tighter supervision of banking sector. Well, that's one of the few things I could agree with on a banker. They need a lot more tighter regulation. 2014, the football club Kerala Blasters FC and its first supporters group, Manjapada, were formed. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2015, Golden State Warriors won the NBA Western Conference. 2016, 3 ships in 3 days sunk carrying immigrants across the Mediterranean, drowning over 700 people.
What's up with that?
Well, that's all the all the illegals and everything going to
exactly.
Spread the religion of peace in white Western civilizations. Bringing all of their doctors and future lawyers and bullshit. 2016, Barack Hussein Obama became the first president of the United States of America to visit Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and meet Hibakusha. Is that
a veteran or something?
No, I think that's the guy who survived both nuclear explosions. Hibakusha is a word for Japanese origin, generally designating the people affected by the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh, okay, so not necessarily the guy who was there for both, but victims of it.
Yeah.
So obviously old, and thankfully, how many of them were alive by then? I mean, you survived a nuclear blast.
Oh, then you got nothing but stuff coming up.
But then you have radiation. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
How is he visiting them in 2016? I would have thought they'd all be dead by then. 2017, in Bangalore, India, white puffy toxic foam began spilling out of Arthur Lake on the city streets. Yikes!
Toxic foam.
Toxic foam, wonderful.
And where is this again?
India, Bangalore.
God.
So, 2018, oil workers from Brazil.
Bangalore, isn't that what we used in World War II?
Well, the torpedoes, the long, skinny torpedoes, Bangalore torpedoes, yes, to break the barbed wire.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah. They're called Bangalore torpedoes. I don't think they were from Bangalore, India.
I never heard the torpedo part. I just heard Bangalore.
Oh, he's like, you're not there. Oh, please get the Bangalore torpedoes. No, get the Bangalores.
Yeah.
Just screaming war, So, 2018, oil workers for Brazilian state oil company Petrobras joined the truckers' national strike. We also have Maryland flood event. A flood occurred throughout the Patapsco Valley, causing 1 death, destroying the entire first floors of buildings on Main Street in Ellicott City, and causing cars to overturn. And this is in Maryland, a state, U.S.
Yeah.
2019, Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz removed from office after a no-confidence vote in Parliament. Vice Chancellor Hartwig Loger appointed interim chancellor. Okay. 2019 as well, European Parliament elections resulted in centrist parties losing their majority, with Liberals, the Greens, and Nationalists picking up more votes. World's rivers widely contaminated with antibiotics, according to a new global study of 711 sites.
Antibiotics?
Yeah, and also estrogen is not filtered out. Our filters don't filter estrogen. Whenever they go through the sewage treatment plants and all that stuff. So there's a lot of estrogen in the water system globally, being taken up, with what's the word? Evaporation, everything, redeposited, in the snow and the rivers, everything. So now water's coming in to our pipes to drink and to bathe and everything have a high level of estrogen. And it's actually having a very negative effect on males worldwide. It's disturbing the balance of estrogen and testosterone. Like men and women both have estrogen and testosterone.
Yes, of course.
But now the balance
whacked.
is being skipped. Now men they still have more testosterone for the most part, but they're having less and less of a discrepancy between
they're
them.
becoming more feminine.
Yes, worldwide, and it's a serious problem. So, 2020. The United States' Kung Flu death toll passed 100,000, according to Johns Hopkins figures, equal the number of U.S. servicemen and women killed in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan put together. That's all propaganda bullshit. And we'll explain why here in a minute. Don't forget William Shakespeare, or whatever his face was. Remember the article I showed? Yeah. Oh, that's the epitome of the living in there. 2020, locust swarms in western and central India worse since 1993 after spreading from Pakistan and Iran due to extreme weather. We also have Spain began 10 days of mourning for victims of Kung Flu with death toll just under 27,000. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Hong Kong no longer has autonomy from China, does not merit special trade relationship in note to Congress. 2021, Friends reunion screens 17 years after the TV sitcom series had ended. So Friends, the reunion. And there's this whole conspiracy behind it about, like, one of the dots isn't there or something. Like,
what?
Like, there's... It's to my knowledge, it's kind of like the Abbey Road conspiracy. Like, they said one of the stars of Friends... here we go, right there. You see how... oh, wait, no, it's there. It's there. Never mind, I just saw it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you see how... There's dots between the letters.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just saw that there's one here.
Okay.
But that might have been added in. But there's a whole conspiracy because one of these dots was gone or something. And they were saying, like, that, like, one of the stars was dead and we didn't know it or something. Friends 2021 conspiracy. Let me refresh my memory here. That's just... Dark fan theories about Friends. Well, that's more stuff involving the show itself. If anybody can refresh our memory in the comments section, that'd be fantastic. Do we have any comments? Checking. No, we do not. Moving on up, 2021 as well. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. English playwright William Shakespeare, where is it? Here we go, is reported to have died after receiving the Kung Flu vaccine by Argentine news channel 26, or Canal 26. Case of mistaken identity, the bard had died in 1616. In their rush to just push this propaganda and fear-mongering, they said William fucking Shakespeare died after getting an inoculation and everything.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
I mean, stop. Enough. 2021, French President Emmanuel Macron recognized France's role in the 94 Rwandan genocide after meeting with Rwandan President Paul Kagame in Kigali, Rwanda. What does France have to do with Rwandan genocide? Wasn't it the Ottomans? Well, no, it wasn't the Ottomans in 94.
But, well, they must have been over there and involved in some way. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't either. Like, or is this just another case of, oh, I'm white, I'm going to take accountability because I'm white? So, I don't know. 2021 as well, if we're stuck in 21. Brandon called for a ceasefire in the Tigray conflict, North Ethiopia, citing killings and, quote, widespread sexual violence, end quote, as a weapon of war. Wow. That's bizarre. 2022, Top Gun Maverick, the sequel starring Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, and Jennifer Connelly, was released 36 years after the original film.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually saw that, through a website or something. 2022, Ringo Starr's 15th All-Star Band debuted in concert. Members included Steve Lackner, Edgar Winter, Colin Hay, Hamish Stewart, Greg Bissonette, and Warren Ham. Wearing ham? Is he wearing ham? Like, it's weird. Dawning Cheese. 2023, Texas House of Representatives voted to impeach Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton, just the third official in Texan history. I think that's a liberal move right there. 2023, Vice President Kamala Kaklin Campbell Harris became the first woman to deliver a commencement address at U.S. Military Academy graduation ceremony in West Point, New York. I would have hated that. Oh, you're training to be a soldier. Well, who liked her?
No, that's beside the point.
Doesn't matter.
Vice president.
It doesn't matter. What did you say when Reagan, spoke?
The actor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Well, I don't know. Like, I would have hated to have.
I didn't hate him or anything, though.
I would have hated, like, if I had been training to serve the country, and then she's at my graduation, I'd be like, no, fuck this, I'm out. I'm done.
The only thing I regret about Reagan at my graduation commencement, because I was too inebriated to hear a word that he said.
And your high school,
I really regret that.
As your high school graduation, you're inebriated. My goodness, Dad.
Oh man, I barely made it.
Wow. Well, speaking of wow, last but not least, 2025. Now this is hilarious. U.S. National Park Service quietly removed all references to bisexual people from Stonewall National Monument, further erasing LGBTQ plus history following the removal of references to transgender and queer people in February. Oh, so now it's erasing history. You're going around knocking over all these statues in the South, and that's fine. You're going around banning all these books, and that's fine. But then it happens to you, and now it's suddenly erasing history. That's kind of weird, huh? Yeah. You know, freaking fascist, dude. Alphabet Mafia. Horrible. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, so we can only bring you a portion. We've gotten through this entire 33-page document. I told you it wasn't going to be that bad. So, yeah. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time every day, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And year. I'm having a stroke.
I think you had it. You're done.
Toast. Well, put in toast in the comments section. Let us know that you're still watching. And yeah, until you catch us next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection.